Again, there's so much. It's so hard to keep track of because there's so much that's like. These news outlets, a lot of these outlets keep saying like this is confirmed 100% when they're not. You know.
But I do think we know enough now to be like, all right,
this is definitely happening for sure.
Come on.
Like at this point, I mean Zendaya, which she was recently on Jimmy Kimmel, and Jimmy Kimmel was like, like he was like what does Andrew Garfield like on his Thanksgiving dinner? And she was like, haha, you see what you're trying to do there? And she's like, I can neither confirm nor deny. I mean, in my opinion, if it's on fucking like a live daytime network talk show, like, you know, and also Jimmy Kimmel is owned by ABC, not him as a person, but the show, which ABC, Disney, Marvel, like they all know
I
what's
saw
happening.
Recently, and you know, Tom Holland's kind of known for spoiling things.
Yeah.
And I saw recently, there's not a whole lot of incriminating evidence at all, but just knowing what we know about Tom Holland, it was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Basically, there was this interview where this lady was like,
I know what you're talking about.
This lady was like, so there's been talks of a potential live action Into the Spiderverse. What do you guys think about that? And then they had, I don't remember his name, but Peter Parker's best friend in the movie.
Plays Ned.
Yeah, and then Zendaya. And they were both like, oh, that'd be interesting. And Tom Holland was like quiet.
And they both addressed it, and they started laughing the fact that he was quiet.
No, and like, Tom Holland kept like looking back and forth between them and didn't say a word. He was quiet.
And then when he started talking, like they were like, oh, so what? Yeah, but how do you feel, Tom? And then he was just kind of like, you know, the great thing about Spider-Man: Far From Home is it takes place in, you know,
yeah,
just
like come on, that's like
he knew something.
Yeah.
Okay.
But just the fact, I mean, have Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield like been confirmed?
No.
Okay, but Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus and Jamie Foxx as Electro. Let's lead into it.
Yeah, so we all know Electro was confirmed. Jamie Foxx a while ago. We already talked about that.
Yes.
Last week, Alfred Molina, is that how you say his name?
I believe so.
Was confirmed as Dr. Octopus, and it's like, why the fuck would they be in the movie?
Yeah.
Without, I mean, they could be doing like a multiverse thing where villains from other universes come, but like, why would they bring over Tobey Maguire villains and Andrew Garfield villains and not bring back Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield? It doesn't really make any sense. Yeah. So they're obviously doing Sinister Six. That's confirmed, basically.
Right.
Like, I mean, we know that there's no other reasons why they would be doing that. So it's just a matter of, are they going to be having a Tom Holland versus the Sinister Six, or the three Spider-Mans versus the Sinister Six? And it seems like the latter is more likely.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a smart way to go about it.
So just to be clear, I just spit. Just to be clear, we know Electro and Alfred Molina are Jamie Foxx and Alfred Molina
Kristen
are confirmed.
Dunst?
She's not confirmed yet.
Kirsten Dunst.
There's a lot of... It's hard to decipher. It's hard to decipher what's confirmed and what's not. It definitely seems like we talked about, WandaVision is going to be the thing. Like, at the end of WandaVision, she opens the multiverse, and that's what kind of leads into all this shit. And then we're going to get Spider-Man 3, and at the end of Spider-Man 3, it's a lot of speculation is saying that it's going to be Sinister Six, and they're going to bring in Tobey and Andrew. And then, in Multiverse of Madness, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are like going to be main characters in that movie.
I mean, Sam Raimi
is directing it.
Shit.
Like, Jesus Christ. Like, all of these things are just lining up perfectly.
How much... Yeah.
And then the whole movie is going to be him trying to close the multiverse and put them back where they belong.
Aw. I want them to stay.
I know, but...
How sad would it be if we're getting our hopes up?
But I mean, they're canon now, so they could always go into that universe and make a movie.
But how sad would it be if we're getting our hopes up really high and then none of this happens? Like, it seems like it's lining up and it's just like, nah.
I mean,
that'd be the most depressing thing ever.
It would be very strange for it, like...
According to some sources, it's like, this is confirmed, but it's not really...
So, I've been watching a lot of Andy Signore. We talked about this.
Who's becoming a really good source, and you should subscribe to Popcorn Planet.
Yes, so he, according to him and his source, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are signed.
And they've been signed on for a
long time. And according to, I watched Beyond the Trailer for an alternate source, and he's very critical of her. And, you know, there's a lot of, like, beef between, like, them and, like, campy and stuff that I just can't keep up with, and who cares, honestly. But according to her source is saying that Tobey Maguire has not signed yet, and he's been apprehensive, but Andrew is.
It sounds like Tobey Maguire has been trying to, like, according to rumors, he's been trying to like negotiate more screen time.
Yeah.
And maybe like multiple movies.
But I mean,
or something.
here's the thing though. It looks like if they're going to be in Spider-Man 3, they're going to be in Doctor Strange. So Andy Signore could very well be right about Spider-Man 3. Maybe her source is referring to Doctor Strange. He probably hasn't signed on for that yet.
Right.
You know? Like, I don't know.
There's also just so much floating around. Not to mention the Daredevil shit that just came out.
Oh, yeah, there's also the Daredevil stuff. I can't remember. I think what happened was Charlie Cox was like spotted on the set of Spider-Man 3. So, and I think there's been a lot of speculation that he's going to be Tom Holland's lawyer at the beginning of Spider-Man 3 because he's what gets him out of the hot water at the beginning with all of his, with the stuff involving the reveal at the end of Far From Home. I've heard some people talk about how like he's going to use Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield as like the way to get out of that. Like he's going to have them dress up in his suit and like stand next to him, and that gets him, and that's how he convinces people that he's not Spider-Man.
That's so smart.
So I don't know. Like,
I'm sorry, say that again.
So I've heard, I can't remember who I heard this from, but I guess there's people saying that once Andrew or Toby or both show up, Tom Holland is going to use one of them to his benefit and have him dress up in his Spider-Man outfit and go to like a press conference together.
Excited.
So like Tom Holland is there in like as Peter Parker, and then there's Spider-Man, and he's going to have them pose as Spider-Man to convince his universe that he is not Spider-Man.
I mean, that'd be fucking genius. And that would make sense why at the end of the Morbius trailer, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, it says murderer on it.
Murderer.
Do you remember? Do you remember at the end of
Yeah, but why would it say murderer?
Because they think he killed
They
Quentin
think
Beck.
that suited Spider-Man.
Because at the end of
who?
Quentin Beck, the Mysterio.
Yeah.
Because at the end of Far From Home,
Fuck,
like,
dude.
nerdgasm!
I can't.
Let me
I'm
ask you
getting
this.
so stoked.
Can Morbius take place in Sam Raimi's trilogy universe?
Well, on the
And Michael Keaton's in it. What the fuck?
I mean,
oh fuck yeah, what the hell?
it's
Jesus
so
Christ.
clearly,
gosh.
it's so clearly like
Damn,
on the
dude.
wall. Like I can show it to you again. Like it's so clearly Sam Raimi Spider-Man.
Toby could pose as Spider-Man.
I was thinking about this. When Disney and Sony were trying to get their contract together to get it signed, and it just wasn't working, I guarantee you this was like, someone said, like, all right, this is how we solve it all. We want our Sony universe to be a part of the Marvel thing. What if we do a live... And that's when it was born. I bet you that's what happened. That's how they solved it, is the end of the Spider-Verse, and that's how everybody got the contracts they wanted and the amount of movies that they wanted. That's exactly what happened. I'm pretty sure of it, and I feel really confident about it. I'm really excited, and I've had a lot of coffee.
It's such a brilliant business move by Feige to get Toby and or Sam Raimi, because you get one of them, you have so much leverage over the other. You can like, if Tobey Maguire's not really sure if he's coming back. Oh, you're not really sure? Well, we just signed Sam Raimi for Doctor Strange.
Yeah, fuck
you're
you,
gonna be
come
in,
on
so
over.
are you gonna come or not? And he's just like, fuck me. Or vice versa. You could have gotten Toby first and convinced Sam Raimi.
Also, during the convention or the meeting, the Disney big thing, Kevin Feige specifically said, it came out of his mouth. We heard it. He said, Doctor Strange will play into Spider-Man. This is not some like rumor or whatever, but he's fucking said it.
Yeah, so we know WandaVision is going to set it up.
How much more proof do you need?
Wait, how do you know one? Has someone like said one? Or are
Okay,
you just
that's
inferring?
what people are saying.
Okay,
I've heard
okay.
like everyone and their
Yeah.
mother say at the end of WandaVision, Wanda opens up the multiverse, and apparently she is like the villain in Doctor Strange 2.
Can we just fucking
And I don't know how.
go to the future?
Okay, what
Dear
about
God.
this? Think about this. Think about the fact that Vision is dead. Think about that.
Aw.
So maybe there's some like weird thing where like
Time loop.
Wanda is like, she's like in this weird reality where she's in like not accepting Vision is dead or something. And then at the end she like wakes up and realizes that he's dead and just goes fucking crazy, and like that's why she opens up the
And
multiverse.
she's super fucking powerful.
Maybe
Yeah,
she's
exactly.
maybe she's mentally put herself in a
Yeah,
place.
she's supposed to be the most powerful Avenger. Oh yeah, people are saying that Quicksilver is going to come back from a multiverse thing. Her brother. Anyway,
I hope it's played by.
That's her brother?
yeah.
What the fuck? You
Anyway.
said something about an alternate Avengers
Yes.
thing. Can you
a
get into that?
This isn't new. This news isn't new. I just discovered this recently. People were talking about it, I think, about a month ago. because this multiverse opens up literally endless opportunities.
Is there any weight behind this, though? That's what I want to know.
There's a little bit, I'll tell you.
Okay.
So apparently,
It's really
and think about this though. Even if this wasn't like, oh yeah, we don't know this for sure. Like the thing is it can happen. There's so many things you can do. They can have alternate Avengers now because there's alternate universes. So I was thinking about this recently. We don't know what's been happening in the Tobey Maguire universe. We don't know what's been happening in the Andrew Garfield universe. Maybe assuming it's real time, maybe since we've last seen those characters, an Avengers in that universe is formed.
Fuck.
So it could be an Avengers from Sam Raimi's universe, like
Tom Cruise as Iron Man.
Tom Cruise as Iron Man. Apparently they want to cast people who almost got the roles in the Avengers, which is just like hilarious and brilliant also.
Yeah.
So Tom Cruise almost got cast as Iron Man.
What do you mean by apparently? I keep asking like what you know like.
That's just what I'm hearing.
Okay.
And I guess the Emily Blunt one, there's actually some weight behind that one. So she did sign as Black Widow at one point and then dropped out. But she apparently was spotted having a meeting with Marvel people recently.
But that could be for Fantastic Four.
I mean, it could.
Also.
Either way, it's
as the
exciting.
Invisible
Either way,
Woman.
it's exciting. And John Krasinski.
He also had a meeting with them.
Was supposed to be Captain America at one point. But I mean, as much as that's like cool, I'd much prefer them to just be like Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So, regardless,
I'm so excited.
Regardless, even if these rumors are completely false, like that is totally something that could happen. They're talking about in the multiverse stuff. I've heard a lot of people saying. Also, I know these are like people are saying, but it's like it's what people are hearing. Their sources, I think, tell them like all of the things that are being discussed. So it's like a he said she said thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's like it's still like it's being talked about, which is in itself exciting.
This is fucking insane.
Because all of these things aren't like 5 or 6 years ago, maybe like pre-Spider-Man going to the MCU. This is all like speculation. You're like, I don't think any of this is going to happen. And Spider-Man gets in the MCU. Now they have Fantastic Four, and they even have X-Men, I think, now too. I think, right? Because they have Foxx.
Yeah.
So they're saying that like they're trying. Apparently, there's been talks about trying to get Hugh Jackman and make like a cameo as Logan or something, because they can bring in anyone now, fucking anything. You could bring in the whole X-Men. Like, it's crazy to think about, and it's probably just because it's like cool doesn't mean they should do it or it would be good, but is the fact these options can happen, and it's not just you're just being like a crazy speculation nerd, because a lot of those type of people don't think about studio stuff and how like they don't own the rights to characters. Like that all is very important when you talk
Disney
about
owns
these
the rights to everything now.
They own like fucking everything now, and that's a whole different conversation.
They own a quarter of the Monopoly board at this point.
And it is annoying, but also like it opens so many doors for the movies.
I mean, and now they've brought in time travel and also a multiverse, so you can literally pick and choose from like anywhere and just be like, Eric Bana, all right.
And and there's that thing with like there aren't any limitations anymore. So I think they need to be careful.
It is a little scary.
It is a little
bit
scary. There's a lot you could fuck up. So it's like, these options are there, but just because it's an option doesn't mean we should do it. It's got to make sense. It's got to be good.
And just seeing Andrew Garfield on screen as Spider-Man might legitimately make me cry.
Again, just because we're excited for this could all just be really, really terrible how they execute it.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's going to be good.
But you bet your ass I'm still going to see it.
If this happens and it's a success, the potential of a Spider-Man 4 and an Amazing Spider-Man 3 are not that crazy anymore. So just think about that when you go to sleep tonight.
And The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is one of my favorite movies of all time, and you can eat my ass if you think I'm stupid, but like, I want that.